Hello everybody, my name is Jessica and welcome to my channel. Today I am finally filming a video all about the projects that I want to pan in the coming new year, 2023. So I've really been meditating on this a lot, probably thinking a little too hard on it about what I wanted to include. I was like getting stuck up on the number. I wanted to have 23. I don't even know how many I have at this point. I gave up, but I also was just kind of debating how I wanted to present this, and I decided to introduce to you just any item that I was hoping to get progress on in the new year. Not like, everything I want to use in the new year, but things I want to finish up, eyeshadow palettes I want to focus on, maybe my new Pan That palette, and then just items that'll be in the back of my mind to roll into maybe a deca panning project or into my rolling project pan. So some of them I really want to use up, and then others I just want to kind of focus on and see how far I can get on them by focusing on them over the course of the year. So that might be kind of a confusing description, but I think I'm overthinking this. I don't need to explain it as much as I am. So let's just go through these products and set some goals for the new year, because that's what ringing in a fresh new start is all about. It's always fun to reflect on the past year, look forward to the new one, and panning goals are no different. So let's go through these items and I'll give you a count at the end. I'll go ahead and start this video with a bang and announce to you the eyeshadow palettes that I'll be focusing on in 2023 for my Pan That palette. So I have actually two palettes that I'm going to work on, which sounds a little bit crazy. I'm feeling like this is a very ambitious goal for myself, but bear with me, I have explaining to do. So I have two palettes that we're gonna work on. I had to think long and hard about this, but I decided to bring in my Lorac Mega Pro 2 after some encouragement from all of you. This is a huge palette. It has, 30 shades in here? Hold on, let me count. Yeah, there's 32 shades in this palette. So that is crazy, right? But I already have pan on so many of them. I'm not gonna try and use up this entire palette. That would just kill me. It would definitely take more than a year, even if I use this every single day in every single way. But my goal for this palette will be to hit pan on every single shade. I think I can do it. We already have 12 pans in this palette, so that means we have 20 more pans to go. This formula is pretty easy to hit pan on, and I think it's possible. I think I can hit 20 pans in this in the course of a year. I'll just kind of take it one shade at a time. I have a few that are pretty close to pan already. I think Tangerine is getting pretty close. I think Sorbet is getting close, and also Sugar, I've been using as an inner corner, has a nice little dip in it. I'm not going to go into it much more. I'll save that for my introduction video, but this will be my focus for the next year. Try and hit pan on every single one, see how used I can get it, and then it's gotta go. This is probably the oldest palette in my collection, but I love it so I really wanted to give it its one last go around and give it a ton of love in the next year before I do ultimately declutter it at the end of 2023. I'm really planning ahead here. I almost got rid of it just recently, and after using it a few times, I was just like, I can't do it. There's still a lot of love to give in these shadows. They still perform really well. I still really enjoy reaching for this palette. It just has almost everything I would need for a basic look, and we'll see how many pans I can get on that. So that's the first item that I'll be focusing on in 2023. And on top of that, yeah, because I'm crazy, I'm also going to try and completely empty this Tarte's Pro To Go palette. So this palette also in my collection is very, very old. I've had it for years. Here's what it's looking like. I already have one pan on it, but I would love to use this thing up completely just because I feel like that would feel so satisfying to use up an entire eyeshadow palette. And I think with just 6 shades, that is highly possible. And I can definitely use some of these on my face as highlights and contours. And I love this warm shade. I can use that in the crease very easily. This is going to be a breeze to use up. This one, that's going to be the challenge, but I'm excited for a challenge, and I'm excited to have an empty palette, hopefully by the end of the year. So that will be my Pan That palette, like officially. I didn't quite finish up completely my Pan That palette this year, made huge progress, but I thought it'd be fun to bring in something that I thought I could completely use up and track with all of you. So those are my two eyeshadow palettes of 2023. Along with all of the eyeshadows I'll be wearing in my Pan That palette and possibly my deca painting project. So lots of eyeshadow content to come in the future. Definitely subscribe if you aren't, so you don't miss out. I'll link playlists to all of my Pan Those eyeshadows and Pan That palette videos here. So look for those if you haven't seen those videos yet. I decided to pull in some hair care items this year into my goals for panning just so I could be motivated to use them. I definitely forget to use a lot of my hair care products and styling products, and I've been trying to make an effort to style my hair more and just be a little bit more polished in my day-to-day life as far as my hair goes. Hair is always like the last thing on my list to deal with. So I'm trying to get better about that. So I decided to bring in a few hair care items. First, I have this one from Bedhead. This is their what do they call this? This is called Small Talk. It's their Thickifier, Energizer, Stylizer, Volmescent. Oh, those are different languages. So yes, it's a Thickifier, Energizer, Stylizer. Are those real words? So it looks like this. The packaging on Bedhead is so fun and silly and quirky, but apparently this is supposed to help your style to just last longer and of course thicken your hair, which I really need. My hair is quite fine. My hairstylist recommended using this when I blow out my hair to make the style last longer and just have better hold in my hair. And this is pretty full, and I've had it for probably 2 years now, maybe a little bit less, but it's about like there in the jar. So this one won't necessarily be in one of my rolling projects. I won't necessarily be tracking it, but who knows, you might see it in there if I need a number. I do want to really force myself to get through this. There's a lot of products in there. It is like, yeah, 8 fluid ounces. That's a lot. That is one thing that's going to be a little bit of a challenge to use up, but we are going to go for it. Another thing from Bedhead is their salt spray. This is called Queen Beach, and this is just, you know, a sea salt spray. It's really good for making your hair like wavy and kind of disheveled but like glamorous at the same time. And I love this for the summertime. I don't really use it a lot in the winter. I don't love how this makes my hair feel. I just feel like it makes it really dry and kind of brittle feeling, but we have a good amount used, and I think in the spring and summer months I should be able to use that up. This is, I think, like their sample or smaller size product that they sell of this. So I really would love to use that one up during the summer season. I should be able to do that as well. And these two are kind of gimmies, but they've been in my drawer, my hair drawer, for far too long, and they need to get used up and out of here. This is a blowout spray from Amika. These both came with a styling tool. This is their Perk Up Dry Shampoo. So I purchased their straightener brush, which I used to really enjoy. I don't really use it much anymore, but these came with it as like a little package deal, and they've just been sitting around. This one's almost done. It has just a little bit left to the bottom there. It's about right there at the level. And then this is probably almost full, like maybe like to there. And I really just bring this traveling as like a little, you know, go-to grab when I need a dry shampoo, when I'm away from home. I don't really use a lot of dry shampoo anymore. My scalp is pretty dry because of the Accutane. I didn't really have that greasy of a scalp to begin with, just because I don't wash my hair very often. I really trained my hair to produce less grease by washing it a lot less often. And dry shampoo can also just dry out your scalp and make you produce more oil as well. So, I mean, for a pinch, for like styling, for, you know, an emergency, it does the job, but I just don't use it very much. But I'm going to try and use this one and get it out of my drawer because it's taking up space. I have 2 skincare items that I'm trying to use. I'm very much a creature of habit with my skincare. I found what works, I found what's affordable, and that's what I use. But I do have a few things laying around that need to get used up and out. So I have this seaweed mask. This is from a brand called Samudra, Skin and Sea. It's an organic seaweed enriched facial mask. So I don't know what this does. They say seaweed's good for your skin, and it's just like a powder that you mix with water and slather it on. It's about halfway empty right now, or halfway full. Is it empty or full, friends? It's a philosophical question. And I think I should be able to get through this pretty easily. I'm going to try and like do some like mask nights with girlfriends. It's just been sitting in my drawer for years. My sister gave this to me for my birthday, I believe, probably 4 or 5 years ago. So it is time to finish that up. I don't really use a lot of masks anymore. Again, I've just really simplified my skincare routine. I found what works for me, and I don't like rocking the boat too much, but I thought something like a seaweed mask would be pretty, you know, innocuous. I didn't think my skin would be sensitive to something like seaweed, something like natural. I don't think there's a lot of ingredients in here. I'm looking, it's like literally just seaweed, charcoal powder. I don't know. That might dry me out a little bit. And I'm pretty dry right now. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I won't be on this treatment much longer, and maybe that would be a better time to try and use this up after, you know, the next couple months. But anyways, I would love to have it empty by the end of the year. Also, we have this eye cream. This is from e.l.f. This is their CBD eye cream. So take with that what you will. I don't know what CBD does for your eyes or for your skin. I don't know if I believe any science around that at this point that I've heard. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of like a marketing scheme. Like CBD is like the hot thing on the market. So people put CBD in a product or on the label and people go gaga. So I just like eye cream. I like moisturizing my eyes. I'm gonna use it for that. I've had this for well over a year and I've hardly used any of it. I definitely kind of forget to reach for eye cream. It's not something I use in my daily routine. I mean, I do enjoy it, but I just find it to be it's kind of an extra step, a little bit superfluous or redundant. You know, if you're putting on a good moisturizer and you're putting it around your eyes, there's really not a lot of need, in my opinion. It's just kind of an extra thing that you don't need. But if you enjoy it, go for it. You know, like it's better to moisturize your eyes than not. And it's better to over moisturize than not moisturize at all. So I'm not trying to hate on any eye cream users. I'm trying to become one of you, all right? I'm going to do that extra step, use this product that I've neglected for a long time, and it's gonna be empty by the end of this next year, hopefully soon. I also have quite a few fragrances I want to use up in the next year. This is from Versace, their Bright Crystal perfume, and I have this one about a little bit more than half empty right now. And this isn't even that old in my collection. I just figured I would work on it for the continuation of this next year and try and get it out. It's so close to being empty. It's like more than halfway empty. So I figured I might as well make a little bit of a push on it and get it out of my inventory by the end of the year. I do have 2 new fragrances entering my life. So actually, I think it was a few more than 2. So this one can definitely get used up soon and go. This isn't actually like my favorite perfume. It's nice, I enjoy it, but I would not run out and repurchase this. I kind of bought it on a whim. It was like on sale. They were doing like extra points or something on Ulta, and I liked the description. I liked the packaging. I go a lot on packaging with perfumes since it's going to be sitting on my vanity and something I'm looking at and like seeing every day. So packaging goes a long way with me with fragrance, but you know, I have to like the fragrance too. And I do like this one, but I don't like love it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to use that one up this year. I also want to use up this little roller ball. This is from Acqua di Gio. I got this as a free like gift with purchase when I bought a cologne at Macy's, which I thought was like such a fun little deal. And I really love this perfume. This is like my sister's favorite perfume. It's their Sky by di Gio. It's not Acqua di Gio, it's Sky di Gio. My mistake. So I think she likes the Acqua di Gio, but the Sky di Gio is really good too. And I've used a little bit of this, probably about 1/3 of it, or maybe a little bit more than 1/3, almost a half. And I just carry this around in my purse, apply it when I think of it or when I want a little bit of nice fragrance going into an event or into a room or something like that. I reach for this in my purse, and I'm going to try and reach for a little bit more. I'm going to try and empty this out. I think I can do that. And then I also have 4 sample perfumes. They're all just like random little sample sizes. And I just want to get these out of my life. I'm sick of carrying around sample fragrances and just like having them take up space and like be in my drawer. I don't even like receiving them. They're just like, I don't know, they get in my way. I'd rather just go to the store, smell the perfumes, remember which ones I like, remember which packagings I like, and go from there. So I have a Versace. This is for men, the Dylan Blue, but I like this one as well. My husband has the full size, but I like wearing that. Myself, I'm going to use it. And then this is the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. And then here, this is El Artisan Parfumier Music. I don't know, some random one. I can't even read it. This one is so old, but I've always kept it because I like it. It's CM Romance de Provence. I think this one came in a BoxyCharm years ago too. So yeah, 4 little samples, a rollerball, and like half of a 1.7 ounce bottle. Can I do those in a year? I think I can pretty easily. I wear fragrance almost every day. I really enjoy that step of my beauty routine. So that should be no problem, and it'll make a good little dent in my perfume inventory. Moving right along, I have 2 foundations that I'd like to use up in the next year. This one is from Kosas. I'm sure you all know about this one. The Revealing Skin Improving Foundation, Broad Spectrum SPF 25. And that is the reason I want to use this one up. I just purchased this about 4 months ago in July or August of this year, and it expires in July of 2023. So it only lasts about a year. It's pretty standard for foundations, especially ones with SPF in them. So I want to get used on this one while the SPF in there is still good. So this will be one of my focus foundations. I definitely want to use that up before January. I probably should start working on it pretty soon because it is almost full at this point. I've only worn this a couple times. So I'm going to kind of be doing a mad dash on that one. It's better, I think, for the spring and summer months, not great for the winter. I actually wore this the other day and it looked beautiful, and it actually wears better on my skin with how dry it is right now than the other foundations I have in my inventory. So maybe I won't have such a struggle reaching for this. It's about time to get kickstarted on this one. I'm trying to finish up my powder foundation before I roll this in, but maybe not. It might be rolling in sooner than later. So yeah, that is one foundation I want to use. And then also I want to use up this one from The Ordinary. This one I got for free as like a gift with purchase from Ulta. And I actually kind of like it. It's like not my favorite, but it works pretty well. It has really good lasting power. They have two different ones. They have the high coverage and then the like more luminous finish one. This one's like more of a matte finish. And I like it. It works well. A little bit goes a long way. And it's super cheap. I think this is like a $6 or $7 foundation. So if you're in the market, I would recommend trying one of these. I mean, it's not the best foundation I've ever tried, but it was very affordable and it does the job. So I would love to use that up as well. This one's going to be more of like my winter months one once I move on from the Kosas one. That'll be my first focus. But this one, I think I've already used quite a bit of it. It's like down there. So it has a good dent to start with. And I should be able to go through 2 foundations in a year. I did it last year. I think I went through 3 in this last year. So I think 2 should be no problem. As far as powder products go, I have quite a few that I would love to finish up this year. So I'm being a little bit ambitious again, but that makes it a little bit more fun. I'm also giving a few like freebies in here. This one being one of them. This is my number 7 powder. This is their Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. I have the shade Light Medium, and I have a huge pan on this. It's looking like this right now today, and I'm definitely going to finish this up in 2023. I just wanted to throw this in because it's not been a part of any of my projects, and how could I not share this big beautiful pan with you and let you know that I will finish this in probably another month or 2. I only use this in the under eye, so I don't use a lot of it each day. Maybe all over my face if I'm feeling lazy. If I just want like kind of a more lightweight powder, then I'll put that all over the face. Kind of a throwaway to let all of you know about this one, but I just wanted to include it just to say that I would finish it because I will. You know, and you're not going to see it anywhere else. Another freebie product is my Hourglass Finishing Powder. This is their Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffuse Light, and it has a big, beautiful pan on it as well. And again, there is no question that I will finish this in the next year. Just another thing that's going to be gone very, very soon. A little bit of a different goal here. This is another ambient lighting powder from Hourglass. This is in the shade Dim Light, which is that kind of like peachy pink shade. And this is what my little powder is looking like today. It has like a little bit of a flattening on this side of the dome, but there's still so much product in here. This was in my products I wanted to pan in 2022 video at the beginning of this last year, and I wanted to hit pan on this, and obviously that did not happen. I got nowhere close, but this is going to be the year. 2023 is going to be the year that I hit pan on the dim light powder, so that's definitely going to have to roll into a project so I don't forget about it, and I will pan it in 2023. I won't finish it up, but I will hit pan on it, okay? You heard it here. I'm gonna stake to it this time. Some of you may know that I've been working on the cream palette from this Tarte's Pro Glow palette, and I already spoiled it all for everyone that I did finish up that cream palette, but I also had goals of finishing up or using the powder contour in here called Sculpt. So this is going to be a focus for me in 2023 as well. I would love to use the entirety of that bronzer. It's probably gonna take me a long time. It reminds me a lot of Hoola. Hoola took me almost a year to finish, so I gotta get started on that one pretty soon. And I also would love to just kind of make major progress on some of these highlights. I have major dipping going here into lit, so I think I'll definitely hit pan on that shade. It'd be fun to hit pan on strobe. I love this as an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. I don't know what'll happen with these. I'm not really gonna push myself on those ones. I'll just see what happens naturally. These might work a little bit better with me in the summer. I could definitely see mixing this with Sculpt in the summer. Who knows? But we're gonna try and finish up Sculpt, see what happens up here, and just kind of track the progress on this palette over the next year in my rolling project pan as like a pan that face palette. I'm not gonna do like a separate pan that face palette video, but this will be a face palette that's in my rolling project pan, and I will track the progress with you along for this next year. Again, being a little bit ambitious here, I have another bronzer that I would love to work on in the next year. This is from Tarte. This is their Tarte Park Avenue Princess, and this is the shimmery version of it. They have two different versions. They have a matte version and a shimmery version. I have the shimmery version. Here's what mine's looking like today. It has a little bit of the pattern wearing away, just barely in the center, but this is an item that is just getting quite old in my collection. I've had it for probably at least 4 or 5 years, and I've hardly used it at all, and I'm sure it's a beautiful product. So this is something I would love to hit pan on this year. I'm not going to try and use it up completely because I think I've got my work cut out for me with Sculpt, but you know, I did use quite a few bronzers in 2022. So if I could hit pan on this, I would feel satisfied, but we'll see how far we can get. Who knows? Pattern here might be a little more looser pressed than I think, or vice versa with the other one. So you never know how the panning will go until you start, right? And I'm excited to just use this because it's been sitting in my drawer for so many years and hasn't gotten the love that I think it deserves. I love the packaging on this. I have really enjoyed Tarte face products in the past. It'll be fun to track with you. So that one will be rolling into my project soonish. And my most ambitious item for the coming year is a blush palette. This is my oldest blush palette. This is the e.l.f. blush palette, and it has survived in my collection for this long because I just love it so much. I think these powders just wear really well. I think it's such a good blush for the price. So friend, okay, this is the deal with this blush palette. I don't know what's gonna happen, okay? I don't know how far I'll get. I don't think I'll be able to use up all of these blushes. I mean, that it would really be pushing it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to focus on this blush palette for the entire year. So it'll be a pan that blush palette. And again, I'm not going to have a separate video for this. It'll be part of my rolling project pan. I'm gonna see how much of this I can use in the course of a year. And it's an experiment. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I do love these blushes. I think there's a shade in here that I can wear every day and be happy with. It'll fit like every kind of makeup look. And these are quite powdery. They are quite loved already, especially like this one and this one. And I think that I should be able to make some good progress on this in the year if I just try. It's not to say I won't be using other blushes in my collection. I will look forward to bringing in blushes for my deck of panning project, potentially. That'd probably be the only place, and just reaching for them as I feel the need or desire to. But this will be my number one babe for the year. And though she is old, I still really like her. You know, we'll see if the first couple months, this one is just really not performing in the way that I remember, or I'm not loving how it's working on my skin, or not liking how it's turning out my makeup look, then we will reevaluate. But for now, that's my goal, okay? As we stand today, I am feeling excited just to get some really fun progress on a blush palette and watch those pans appear and expand and maybe completely empty. The last couple things I would love to focus on this year are lip products, and I'm really gonna try and have fun with lip products this year. I've been trying to narrow down my lip product collection ever since I started my YouTube channel for the last, now it's been just over 2 years, and I've been making some great progress, and I just wanna keep that progress up and continue to refine my collection and use the products that I have so they're not going to waste. These aren't necessarily going to be products I wanna finish up, but they are gonna be things that won't be in my collection next year, or I'm going to use as much as possible and see where I'm at by the end of the year. So 2 of those are going to be these matte liquid lip colors from Revlon. These are the Revlon Ultra HD matte lip color, and I love this formula. I don't know if they still sell this, but I just loved it so much. I only got 2 shades, but these both are just gorgeous. Actually, this one on my lips today, and I think it's such a pretty and flattering and easy to wear berry. I love the formula on these. They're moisturizing, but they stay, they last, they don't get all over your face. I just love them. So I have the shade Seduction, which is like this nudie color, like a nudie pink. And then this one is the shade Addiction. I just know these are getting old, and I don't expect to use them up. I've never used up a cream lipstick before, not that I can recall, but I had a similar goal with some cream lipsticks this year. I just informally was using them as much as possible, knowing that they would be gone by the end of the year. And that's what's gonna happen with these. I'm gonna use them and love them as much as I can during this year. And then by the end of the year, they will be decluttered or thrown away, maybe emptied out. I hardly doubt it, but they will be focused on in the coming year. A lipstick I would love to finish is from ColourPop. This is one of their lippy sticks in the shade Button. And this is another one that's just very old in my collection. And I really do like this shade. It's kind of like a peachy pink nude. I have a lot of product in there still, so it might take a while. I really have to reach for this in the right months because it's really kind of a spring shade for me. I don't really wear a lot of this color anymore, so I don't know. We shall see. It'd be fun to use that one up. I just know it's getting old. I'd like to have it out of my inventory soon. So if I, again, roll this in and I decide it's not working out, then I reserve the right to declutter it and change my mind. That is anyone's prerogative, right? We are different people each and every day, and we learn and explore and discover new things every day, and that might change our opinions and our minds, and that's okay, right? That's okay. I'm taking this way too far. I just wanted to pull a lipstick. I wanted to have at least one lipstick in here. I didn't have a lipstick and I needed a lipstick, so there's a lipstick for you. I also have this lip gloss from Revlon. This is the same lip gloss that I'm panning in my Rolling Project pan, but in a different shade, which it's actually a shade I enjoy a lot more. It's called Nude Honey. I almost decluttered this about 3 times just because I don't love the formula on these, but I felt bad. Like, I felt like bad for the lip gloss. I don't know. I think I could actually make use on this if I try. It's pretty full. I'm gonna try and pan it. I might change my mind. It's not the best for my dry lips, but I think there's less product in there than there even appears. And I think that I can do it. I can do it. I believe in myself. So we will make an effort with this one. But again, I might change my mind. I don't know. If I don't pan that lip gloss, I'll pan another lip gloss, okay? I'll tell you that much. I also have 3 lip liners that I'd like to work on this year. I don't think I'll finish them up. Maybe this one. This is from ColourPop. I've finished quite a few ColourPop lip liners. This is the shade Contempo. It's like a really cool tone pink, which I love wearing. So this one should be pretty easy to use. And this one is very creamy. You need to sharpen it after like almost every use, maybe every 2 uses. So I should be able to go through that one pretty quickly. That one should be empty by the end of the year. These 2 lip liners are a different story. This is a red from ColourPop. This is their shade Bossy, but I just love a red. I would love to wear more red on my lips this year. So this is kind of motivate me to do that and just be a little bit more bold with my red lip choices and how often I wear it. And you know, be a little more bossy, I guess. Bossy can be a good thing. I'm not gonna probably finish this, but I'm very excited to see just how far I can get on it. I'll do like a little mark with it at the beginning of the year and see how far we can get on it during 2023. At least halfway would be great. I think I would be pretty satisfied with that. And it might come into a Rolling Project pan, it might not, but I'm just gonna try and remember to grab for this one and track it over the course of the year. And that goes with the same with this one from NYX. This is their shade Bloom, which is like a hot pink color. I really only brought this item into this video because I have so many hot pink lip liners. I have like 3 of them and they're all the same shade and I just can't seem to get rid of any of them, but I wanted to use this one because it is the oldest and just see how much of it I can use and just track the progress along with you guys for the year. So that's all for lip products. I might be kind of shoot myself in the foot here, but I do love working on lip products, as you know. And the very last item, I almost forgot about this one, is this eyeshadow primer from Milani. I always forget to use eyeshadow primer. I really only use glitter primers for my shimmer shades on my lids, but this one is at least 2 years old, which is past its expiration date. I know. I'm gonna try and use it up this year. It's about probably half empty, and I just want a new eyeshadow primer in my collection. I don't love this one. A lot of people love this one. It's never really impressed me. I much prefer the Ulta mattifying lid primer that like has like a little bit of a color to it. That kind of like blocks out your veins and like darkness on your eyelids. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's one of the Ulta ones. That's the one I like, the mattifying one. And the one that I had actually got all dried up. So I need to replace it, but I'm not going to replace it until I use up this. So that is why I brought this into this video. It might be difficult for me, but I'm really going to try and finish up an eyeshadow primer. I've never done it before. Never in my life. So wish me luck. Well, I did finish a glitter primer. I love glitter primers. That's my thing. Like, that's all I need. We'll try and change it up. We'll see how far I can get on this one. Wish me luck. So those are all of the items that I want to focus on in 2023. I'm sure there's other ones that I will pull into different projects. They're not all represented here, but just as I'm sitting here today looking through my inventory, I feel like this is a pretty good start. You think? Probably way overestimating my ability to go through this much makeup in a year, but hey, if you don't have a goal, you'll never reach it, right? It's best to just aim high, and wherever you get, it's gonna be better than where you left off. So there you have it. I look forward to sharing with you all of my panning goals and progress over the next year. If you've been around during this past year of 2022, thank you so much for following along with me. It's been really, really fun just to kind of grow more in this YouTube space and just do more and more videos and get better at the practice and the editing and, you know, just the process of it all. And it's just been like a really fun little hobby. So thanks for being a part of it. And if you haven't already and you want to be a part of all of my projects for next year, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you're excited to see what I get into next year. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you're excited to see what I get into next year. And say hello in the comments just because I love hearing from you and it really does make my day. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your December and taking care of yourself. And I hope to see you, of course, in my next video. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.